Hey, what's going on? I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching The Sit Down. Jessica Kirson is here with us. Brand new comedy special on Comedy Central.
Yes.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah.
This was hysterical.
Thank you so. Well, just the face.
Just the face alone. Like when people get into your comedy, if they haven't seen you before, you're very physical.
Yeah.
You turn around, you're talking to yourself, as the name of the special is.
Yeah.
Like this must have been a blast to put together. And the fact that you hadn't done one before, like, just blows me away. Like, it's crazy.
It blows everyone away. It's really one of those stories, and it happens all the time, where people are very strong.
Mm-hmm.
They're well known. Comics love them. The clubs love them, and then they don't get a special.
Yeah.
And they gave out a lot of specials to people who weren't ready, unfortunately, and wasted a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I feel like, given that, you were definitely ready for this one.
Yes.
You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
I feel like you just had fun too. Like the crowd was really good for it. Like,
oh, they were unreal.
Yeah. I mean, you had some people heckling in there. You were playing with the crowd up front. Like,
yeah.
You had the best of both worlds.
Well, I always play with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I love doing crowd work, and I feel like some people it's not right for their act, like Jim Gaffigan or Mike Birbiglia, you know. But for me, going in and out of the crowd just helps my stuff even more. It just makes it even funnier.
Yeah, and I'm sure it kind of breaks it up when you're doing a bunch of shows on the road and it's the same material. You don't know what you're getting from the crowd necessarily when you walk in.
No way. Yeah, and I get bored of my material sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do most of my set as crowd work.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So when did you start doing the thing where you turned around and you were talking to yourself?
I started doing that like, oh boy, 15 years ago maybe, but it didn't work at first. And for people that haven't seen it, it's where I realize that I only can do it when a joke doesn't work, meaning I'll do it, and if a joke doesn't work, I turn around with my back to the audience and have a conversation where I'm like, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes. You know, like
You're comforting yourself in front of everybody else.
Right, but like if I was killing and then turned around, it looks like I should be in a mental institution. Like it didn't work. So, so it took me a long time to get that to work well, and now it does for the most part. There's still some people, because they're dumb and they can't understand it, so they just look at me like, what is going on? But most people get what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're kind of scanning the crowd to see like, all right, this person's absorbing it,
and
this person has no idea, or this person's super quiet for one of my jokes, and you totally point that out.
Yeah, well, comics notice the one person that's not laughing. Unfortunately, you could have 1,000 people, and there's one guy just staring, and you're like, Dad, you know, it brings up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah.
So with your special, I mean, you go into it all. The family
By the way,
stuff.
This is the most attractive picture they could have.
This is amazing. Well, it kind of represents what the special is all about, because your comedy is so physical. So when did you realize that it was going to encompass all these different things in your life?
Well, I've been doing that. So that's my Jewish grandmother. That's my imitation. This, you know, like, you know, the second you go on stage, what is this? This is horrible. What the hell is she talking about? You know, it's that face. But I've been making those faces since I'm a kid. So that's what I always did well, was mimic people. And I always made my friends laugh by mimicking people, whether it was a teacher or anyone. I could mimic people. And I realized that people love to be entertained. They love high energy. They love, you know, silliness. And a lot of people now don't want to think. You know, there's always going to be those people who can't be present. And are overthinking every single thing a comic says, which is, you might as well go bowling, because it's really ridiculous.
What are you coming for?
It's a lot now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But then most of the crowd will sit and just listen and be entertained, and they can be silly.
And just laugh also.
Yeah.
And allow themselves to really let loose, because like you say in your special, there's some uncomfortable moments when we're doing impressions of people, and like, sometimes we're looking around, we don't feel like we can laugh, but like
well, I
at
address
a special,
that,
you address
which
it.
I love that I do, and I taught comedy for many years, and I used to tell comics, you have to address when something's not working. So there are a lot of comics, especially ones where they're starting out, where they'll be like bombing, and they're like, so anyway, I'm like, no, you need to address it's not going well. Yeah, you need bomb lines. That's what I call them, and it helps. It redirects the energy in the room. Everyone's just down and miserable or not laughing, and then all of a sudden you get their attention when you address what's really going on.
What were the biggest challenges of putting your special together?
Well, it's very hard. You know, most comics don't look at their stuff and be like, my stuff is amazing. You know, it's very hard to feel good enough about it. It's very vulnerable to put out your material that you've worked
yeah.
on for 20 years to just show it to the
Especially
world.
when it's your life, you know.
Yeah,
it's not like
nuts.
you're poking fun at, you know, UFOs and people in the South and stuff, but then it's like your relationships, your family, your grandma. There's
Everything,
a lot.
Yeah. You're right. It's a lot. And there's going to be, most people really get what I do, and there's going to be some people where they just, and I get it online, every comic, every entertainer does, where this isn't funny, why are they giving her, you know, that's really hard to open yourself up and know that you are going to get attacked. Like, the more successful you get, the more you get attacked.
Right.
You do get a lot more fans, but again, comics normally look at the negative. So I have to not do that.
Do you think you can ever stop looking at the negative?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's gotten much easier for me because I've realized, how is that going to help me?
It's not going to help at all.
It's not.
Yeah.
And it's not going to inspire me. It's not going to make me work harder. It's just going to make me miserable. And it's so interesting. It's not as much what they're saying that it hurts me. It's more that it makes me not, like, it makes me feel like there's no humanity, like people are just mean-spirited, and that's very upsetting. Like, I just don't understand mean-spiritedness. I would never, ever go on the computer and comment negatively about someone, ever. I never have.